Russia has once again shaken the balance of Europe. In Kaliningrad, just 35 kilometers from the Polish border, Moscow deliberately showcased its Iskander-M ballistic missile systems right on a public highway. Not hidden in a base, not kept in a hangar, but placed out in the open so that satellites, cameras, and the entire world could see. This was no accident. It was part of Russia's broader strategy to send a clear message: they will not bow to Western pressure. In military terms, every move shown in public is also a signal. And this time, the signal was directed straight at NATO. The Iskander is no ordinary missile. With a range of up to 500 kilometers, nearly all of Poland, the Baltic states, and even Berlin lie within its reach. The 9M723 missile it carries is designed with hypersonic speed and advanced terminal maneuverability, making it extremely difficult for modern air defense systems, including Patriot or Aegis, to intercept. On top of that, the Iskander-M can be armed with a variety of warheads: fragmentation, bunker penetrating, or even nuclear. This means a single launch could target anything from a military base to an energy hub to a command center. By placing these launchers in plain sight, Russia was sending NATO a blunt and undeniable message: we can reach you any time, and we want you to know it. It was more than a military maneuver. It was a psychological strike aimed not only at generals and politicians, but also at the people of Europe, now living under a growing sense of unease. This bold display came just days after a heated dispute. Poland accused Russia of sending drones into its airspace. NATO quickly echoed the claim, calling it yet another act of Russian aggression. But Moscow flatly denied it, describing the allegations as baseless and unproven. Independent analysts noted that the evidence released so far was weak. There was no clear confirmation whether those drones were Russian, strayed off course due to navigation issues, or were merely drone-like objects used as a convenient excuse. For many observers, the accusations looked more like a narrative built for political use, a story NATO could use to justify boosting its military posture along Russia's borders. In other words, the drone incident may have been a spark inflated into a fire. Poland and the Baltic states were quick to voice their fears. Warsaw warned that its capital could be struck within minutes. In response, NATO staged large-scale military drills, reinforced air defense systems, and increased fighter jet patrols in the east. On the surface, these steps looked like a show of strength. But underneath, they revealed unease, because every demonstration of power is also an admission that Russia's move succeeded in putting NATO on the defensive, reacting rather than leading. This became clearer as NATO rushed more troops and equipment into Poland and Lithuania. Instead of calming tensions, it highlighted anxiety. If NATO were truly confident, critics argue, it would not allow Moscow to dictate the tempo of escalation. The speed of NATO's reaction showed that Russia's psychological game was working. Officially, NATO insists it does not want to become directly involved in the war in Ukraine, yet its actions suggest otherwise. Billions of dollars in weapons keep flowing. F-16 fighter jets are being prepared. Air defense systems are being deployed ever closer to the front lines. And military exercises now openly simulate war scenarios against Russia. For critics, this no longer looks like defense, but rather a slow slide into direct involvement. From Moscow's perspective, the line between support and participation is growing dangerously thin. Many analysts warn this path is reckless. The more NATO deepens its involvement, the greater the risk of provoking a confrontation that can no longer be contained within Ukraine. What begins as a regional conflict could spiral into a clash between the two largest military blocs on Earth. The display of Iskander missiles in Kaliningrad was never just routine training. It was a message loaded with strategic meaning. Russia wanted every NATO member to understand they are within real immediate reach. Meanwhile, NATO continues to project confidence, conducting bigger drills and moving more forces to the front line. But the harder they push, the clearer it becomes that they are driven by fear as much as resolve. Because in the end, this conflict is not only about Ukraine or Poland. It is about influence, prestige, and geopolitical dominance, stakes that could reshape Europe and perhaps the entire world. So the question now is simple. How long can this war of nerves be contained? Are we witnessing intimidation tactics that will never cross the line? Or is the world already walking toward a major confrontation that may be impossible to avoid? The reality is stark. Both Russia and NATO now stand at a point where even the smallest incident could spark a much larger crisis. And in this dangerous game, it is ordinary people, the citizens living under the shadow of conflict, who stand to lose the most. All analysis in this video is based on open-source reports and independent assessments. This content does not support either side and is presented purely for informational and educational purposes. What do you think? Is Russia simply flexing its muscles with intimidation, or is NATO dangerously edging itself closer to the battlefield? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, so you won't miss any of our latest updates on military, geopolitics, and global defense.